I'm
I'm really happy that you are joining us here today, and I know we're going to have a great session. So I will actually mute my mic right now and let you take it from here.
So hello guys, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Stefan Avivson, and I will try and teach you how you get a push into your market and how you create better success with your startup and literally go much faster than most other startups do. I'll just try and share my screen. I'm assuming you can see my screen.
Yes.
And good. So let me just first talk about why I should even be here talking about this. I'm 43 years old. I studied economics on Orange University, and I play a lot of rock and roll music. But most of all, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've had 10 successful startups during my career for the past 25 years, and I had a crazy life as an entrepreneur. Let me put it that way, easily. Some had great success, and some had really crappy success. And the reason why I wanted to teach you how to do it is because 10 years ago I failed miserably with a very great startup I had, and my mother died. So I went into a depression. And why I'm saying that is that's part of being an entrepreneur. Life hurts like hell when you try to build something new, something extraordinary. But when I hit this depression, I thought to myself, because I am a crazy entrepreneur, how the hell do I get out of this? So my choice was actually to go and start helping guys like you, founders of new startups, and trying to help them onto better success. And I can see already there's one in the crowd whom I'm helping, which is pretty cool. What I learned during that process, and this is the question I always ask a founder when I try to help a startup. And I will try and do it both ways, as being the founder and being me. So my question always is, first, why do your clients buy from you? And then most founders, they say, well, I don't know. I don't have any clients because we haven't created a product yet. We're not on that stage in our startup yet. And then I ask, well, what does your future clients then say? And then in most cases, I get the answer, I don't know. Now, how can you be capable of creating 10 successful startups like I have done? I'm not saying you have to make 10, just one is enough, of course, but what is the real reason for me having success with those companies I create? I'm not a genius. I'm not beautiful. I'm not that really persistent that many people prescribe you need to be. But what I do and have always been doing my entire life is to talk to clients. If I don't have any existing clients, then I talk to future clients. Because when you talk to future clients, you will start to understand why they would like to buy from you and why they would not like to buy from you. And this is the whole game, if you want to call it this, the whole thing about creating product market fit. How do you create product market fit as a company? There are many crazy theories and more empirical theories on how to achieve product market fit. And I think the most common one is either you know you have it or you don't. And that's pretty not measurable. During my time here with BMoreRaw, which actually was based out of all those conversations I had with startups during the past many years, I learned, you can call it, I learned a flaw, a systematical flaw for most companies. And how do I switch to the next page? And here I'm going to I'm going to show you some examples. Not that it's anything to do about I'm trying to sell to you. It's just some few examples on what happens when you ask internally in a company what you are selling, and what happens when you ask your clients what they're buying. It turns out that in most cases, for most, and this goes for B2B companies in particular, that most of these cases, you rarely sell what your clients are buying. So here are some good examples on it. If we need to make it a little bit funky, then here this example, what we did, we asked this company, it's actually an Aarhus-based company called Tiny Mobile Robots. We asked them internally, why do you believe your clients buy from you? And the reason they came up with entirely, they actually nearly agreed on why. They say, well, we sell time-saving robots, and what they're selling is a robot that can mark up a football field automatically. Literally, just press a button and you wait for 20 minutes, and then your football field is marked up with nice lines all over where they're supposed to be. Now, what we did was then we went asked the existing clients, for instance, FCK and AGF, to name a few. We called them and then we asked them, well, why did you buy from Tiny Mobile Robots? And I will tell you, nobody said that we bought it because it was time saving. The reason actually all of the clients said was, well, they bought a lightweight robot. Now, why is that important? Well, first of all, their robot weighs 25 kilos, as where their competitors' robots in this market, they weigh plus 70 kilos. And the price tag on a robot like this is around $45,000 or 300,000 kroner. So you know, it's not a grab in the pocket. It's an actual investment if you want to acquire a robot like this. Now, when you pay $45,000 for a robot, you don't want to use it just for one football field, because you just need to press the button, wait for 20 minutes, drink some coffee, and then you're done for the day. So what you really want to do is you want to mark up many fields every day. And the difference between their robot and the other robots on the market is the weight, because when it only weighs 25 kilos, you need one person to lift it up to the car, onto the car, and drive to the next field and take it down again. Whereas all the competitors, because they weigh 70 plus kilos, you need to be two people lifting it up to the car, driving to the next field, putting it down again. So the real cost benefit of this product is actually you save an entire person full time for a whole year. So in comparison to the competition, well, then you literally save what you pay for when you buy a Tiny Mobile robot compared to their competitors. So they were adamant that they thought that they were selling time-saving robots, but that's what all the robots does. The core value proposition for them was, and still is, of course, that they are selling a lightweight robot, because that gives them their uniqueness to their market. Another Aarhus company, they're called Bichel Wine, and well, they're a wine distributor selling to both privately, of course, but the main market are all the restaurants around Aarhus. So when we asked internally, we asked them, why do you believe your clients buy from them? The owner started saying, well, it's because we sell great French wine, and then he started talking about all the nice chateaus that he has a exclusive deal with, and it's his passion, red wine. So that's why he is in the market. But then we called their clients, the restaurants down in Aarhus, and we asked them, tell me, why do you buy from Bichel Wine? And the fun part here is that all their clients said, well, we buy from Bichel because they actually pick up the phone after hours, because what turns out when you're a wine waiter, which is pretty funny to think about, if you're a wine waiter, you probably like wine, and when you like wine, sometimes you drink a little bit too much wine, and you get drunk and you go home and you wake up with a little hangover, and then you go to work and preparing for the next meals, for the next for the next what do you call them, restaurant guests, and you go to the fridge and you find out, oh my God, I'm out of wine. What do I do? And then you start calling the different distributors, and the only ones that are actually picking up the phone at this time of hour are Bichel Vine. So yeah, and then maybe you had a look around the other ones as well. The problem is, what you believe you are selling is mostly not what your clients are buying. So how do we solve this? First of all, we go to the next page, because what does product market fit mean? In my brains, it's pretty easy actually. As soon as your future client buys in to the same premises as your existing clients buy on, and most important, you are aware of it, you have created product market fit. So what we need to find out, what we need to learn is, what premises are our clients buying on? What are their real motivation for your product? Why should they buy from you? As soon as you find out this value proposition, then you can start scaling this out to further clients onto the market, and actually talk into what really matters to your clients and not what really matters to you. So how do we do this? How do you actually frame your own product market fit? What we do with our clients is we have a 3-step model. And what is going to be the most interesting part for you probably in this session is the 3rd step, because this is where we go and validate the value proposition onto the potential market. Now, what we first do is we ask internally, and you can do this in your own company as well, in your own startup, if you're 2 founders, or you already maybe have a little team around you, or maybe even you're growing. What you do is you ask these 3 questions. First question is, why do you believe our clients buy from us? Because what happens usually is we don't agree internally. The guy who's working on the product, he has some features in mind, so he thinks this, and the guy who's trying to sell, well, he has another opinion, and the guy who's developing the whole company has a 3rd opinion, and the people who are engaging with onboarding new clients, well, they have a 4th opinion. But in reality, there are a few points of motivation that connects most of those clients that you work with. So the second step to find out, and of course, if you're a startup, you have a problem with this. You go and ask your existing clients, and you ask them, well, I like to ask you a simple question: why do you buy from us? And be sure here that I'm using open questions. I'm not trying to lead the clients into some perception of what reality is. I'm just asking, why do you buy from us? The whole question here, most important question, is why, of course. So anyway, first, why do you buy from us? Second, on a scale from 0 to 10, how likely are you to recommend us to a friend, colleague, or client? That's a common framework called the Net Promoter Score, and gives you an idea whether the client is content or not content. And if they're not fully content, giving you a full 10 on the scale, well, then the 3rd question is, well, how can we improve? So with all these data, especially from your existing clients, you can start to derive what your market-driven value proposition is in reality. I think, let me just find you. Where are you? Nope. Now I'm really fucking up. I can't find you. Anyway, maybe you can see me. Can you see me?
Yeah, we see you.
Okay.
It's all good.
Good. I was panicking. Okay, because the hardest part for a startup is to find out, do clients in reality want to buy from you? You're probably sitting down in your cellar or in wherever you're sitting, and you're building your product. The only way to get the truth from your market, I've learned, is to try to sell. That is the only way you will be capable of actually getting the raw truth from your market. Because when I'm trying to sell to you, then you need to decide whether you want to put money on this or not. And if you don't want to spend money on me, well, then all your comments on why my product is beautiful and stuff like that, well, it's not really true, is it? Because you're not really buying into it. So that's how you find the truth. You need to sell. A little year ago, I helped a guy called Nicholas. He graduated from the engineering school Navitas down there, and he had an idea. He had an idea for golfing, and literally I don't know anything about golfing, but what he said to me is, well, I want to create a, a, a thing on the tee that move light bulbs that moves during the day. And I said, why do you want to create a line of light bulbs that move during the day? Because it turns out, he says anyway to me, it turns out that the biggest job for the greenkeeper is actually to walk around on the golf course, all 18 holes, and there are two, what do you call it? Two stones, two things that I'm not playing golf, so I don't know the terms in it. You have two things that you put on the tee spot. This is where you do the drive sling, and you're supposed to do your driving between these two nuts, or what do you want to call them. So what he said, the greenkeeper is actually walking around the whole day and moving these all the way through the day, because not many golf players are that good, so they always hit the grounds and destroy the lawn and stuff like that. So I thought, well, is this a good idea? I don't know. And then I told him, Nicholas, let's find 100 golf courses in Denmark and try to call them. And what we did, we created a pitch, and I will show you in a minute how you create a pitch. And then I asked him, okay, go call them. He went home, and some days went off, and I called him and said, so how's it going? And he was literally depressed. So what's wrong with you? I don't think it's going that well. Why? Well, it turns out that only 50% wants to meet with me. 50%. I said, excuse me? Yes, only 50% of those I've called wants to meet with me and where I can show my product to them. And I was like, wow, I actually never heard of a 50% sales or meeting hit rate in any kind of sales campaign in the world. So I was really thrilled. And the point was, he found out that there is a market, but he also found out why there is a market and why some of these golf courses don't want to buy from him. So of course I asked him to call the remaining 100 golf courses in Denmark, and literally that went into that he now has a pipeline of 100 golf courses wanting to buy. It's called T-Move, and he formed the product based on that client feedback that he got from all the golf courses. So will he get success with his startup? Well, he already has the market because he already asked them. So how do you make a sales pitch? And it's pretty easy if you do it the more raw way. first of all, you need to think of what is your value proposition. You need to define what is your value proposition. Now, let's just call the value proposition. So what I do when I call a potential client trying to pitch in what I'm trying to sell, I do it pretty easy. And by doing it this way as well, also make sure that it doesn't hurt me to get the no, because that's the real reason for most people not contacting your potential customers, especially in the beginning of a startup, because it hurts that nobody wants to buy from you. But we did it in a way, and if you do it this way, it won't be as hurtful as you maybe have discovered yourself already or are going to do. So anyway, what we do is say, hello, my name is Stefan. I call from this company. I sell this value proposition. Would you like to talk to me about this? And when you ask people that closed question, they can say yes or they can say no. And I dare, of course, to say that most people actually say no. Now, what you do after their response is you ask them why. Why do you say no to me? I sell this value proposition. Would you like to talk to me? No. Why don't you want to talk to me about this? And it turns out that there are 3 reasons why they don't want to talk to you. The first reason is they simply hate telemarketing people. They simply hate people calling you all the time. But in this instance, we didn't take so much of their time because we just said our name, our company name, and that we are selling this value proposition. So we are not wasting his time. So he says no. But most people, when you do it this way, actually don't say no due to they hate telemarketing people. It's the other 2 reasons. The second reason is that they would actually wanted to talk to you, but they don't have the time for it right now because most people actually pick up the phone when you call them. And they're probably mostly in the middle of something else. So if you don't ask them why they don't want to talk to you, they won't be able to say, well, I don't have time to talk now because I'm going into a meeting. They'd rather just say no and then hang up and go further. So ask why they don't want to talk to you. Because the third reason why they don't want to talk to you is because they don't want to talk to you about your value proposition. So this why, if you can get this why out of the guy who tells you no to your value proposition, you will start finding out why your potential clients don't want to buy in on the premises that you believe are the reasons for them to buy your product. You start to find out why it doesn't work. But if you actually have a value proposition that is interesting, then some of those clients, potential clients that you're calling, would actually say yes. And now is the time for you to hold your horses, because when they say yes, your immediate response needs to be, why do you want to talk to me? Because this is where we find out why our value proposition actually works in our market. For Nicholas's case about the golfing, we had 50% yeses and why they wanted to buy on those premises. And luckily, it turned out that they are all almost similar. But the other 100 that said no, we started understanding why they didn't want to buy from us. And a stupid little thing on the product is when you have 18 golf courses, the first pitching with him, his idea, of course, was to put what do you call it? The number of that is called course number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 18. But there are some golf courses who actually do it with A, B, C, D, E, F and up and going up. And for those people, they couldn't use his solution because he used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this way, he could start to pivot his product onto his market. So when we called the second part of the golf courses, of course, all the guys who use A, B, C, D, E, F, we made sure that the solution was capable of delivering what they actually needed. Because when you start selling to people what they need and what they want, I assure you, they will start buying. Okay, so now imagine I told you my name, my company name, and I told you why. I told you that I'm selling this value proposition, and I asked you why you wanted to talk to me. So you told me the reason why you want to talk to me about what I'm trying to sell to you. What these guys are telling you, most important part to do here is to write it down, because you will forget it. Write it down, write down why they want to buy from you, and write down why they don't want to buy from you. And after you called 20, 50, 100, maybe even 1,000 different potential clients, you don't have to go that far, don't worry. Then you can look at the data afterwards, and then you can start desiccating and start analyzing and finding out, is my value proposition actually good or isn't it? So here, you told me why you want to talk to me about what I'm trying to sell. Now the task is to do the sales pitch, is to tell them what you are offering. And here there are, I'm sorry to say, there are literally a 1,000 different ways on doing a pitch. So, but the way you need to do it is to get the validation of whether your pitch is good or not. So the way we do it, after the client told me why they want to talk to me, I start pitching. So I'm selling this solution that can do this and this and that, and maybe it's on a subscription, and the cost is only blah blah, or it's this much, and we do whatever the pitch. The pitch can be anything. The most important part is just after you finish pitching, offering, you ask your client, what do you think of this? What do you think of my pitch? And then the potential client will actually tell you what they think of the pitch. So if you are pitching like crap, they will tell you, well, I believe that sounds like crap. If you do a good pitch, they will tell you that actually sounds really interesting. If you do a mediocre pitch and you ask them what they think of it, they'll come with a mediocre answer. But you will get the answer to what they think about your pitch. And after they state what they think about the pitch, maybe you guessed it already, you ask them why they believe as they do. Because now we get to find out why our pitching is not working and why it is working. And finally, when you have molded a sales pitch that actually works in your market, then you can literally start gaining new clients by calling new potential clients in the same way. Because all you need to do is saying, hello, my name, this is my company, I sell this value proposition, would you like to talk to me? Why don't you want to talk to me, or why do you want to talk to me? Okay, here's my pitch, pitching my product. What do you think of this? Because if you like it and you tell me why you like it, after you told me the motivation behind even talking to me, that is in real life what is called a warm lead. And the only part you actually need to find out after this moment, because now you know why they're interested and you know what they're interested in regards to your pitch, you only need to find out now, when is this client ready to do something more with you? And this is literally the way I hope that all startup founders would go and would go and pitch their market. Because I know it sounds horrible. Oh my God, I can't call 200 clients. What do I do? Well, when you call 200 clients, you will know what to do. And that's the whole difference between the way I have operated with all my companies and what I see most founders are doing, because you don't know why your potential client why they should buy from you. You only have your own belief and your own thoughts about what will happen, but what will happen in reality. And this is how you find out your market. Stop sharing. I'm done.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for a very nice and well-meaning kick in the nutsack, I guess, to go out there and test it out, because that is at the end of the day the only way to get an understanding whether or not somebody will.
Yeah, especially when you want to